Hi guys, welcome to Season 1, Episode 19 of the UK Cowboys TV show. I am your host, Lauren, and I am joined as ever by the fabulous Richard Jones and Mr. Brian Gaynor. Hi, chap.
Good evening.
We are very excited tonight to be joined by the fantastic Taylor Stern from DallasCowboys.com. Hi, Taylor.
Hello everyone. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, we can see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure you're aware there's a lot of fans over here in the UK for the work you guys all do over on DallasCowboys.com. So we're really excited to have you with us today.
I'm very excited to join you guys. Thank you for including me.
That's no problem. You weren't with the team, were you, when they came over in 2014?
No, unfortunately, I started in 2015, so I had just missed the trip, but I've heard nothing but wonderful things.
So we need to get the Cowboys back next year so you can join in then.
Yes, that's the only option.
So,
yeah.
So, you know, me and Rich and Brian chat every week. How's your feelings on the Cowboys season so far? Probably peaks and troughs, I guess.
Yes, peaks and valleys. I mean, but after the week 3, I was basically planning my trip to Miami. And then now, just kind of holding the phone. But, the thing of it is that through 5 years now, I've seen these up and down teams. They started 2-0 in 2015, and we all know how that season ended, 4-12. And then the year after that was the 13-3 season, and they lost the first game, and everyone kind of counted them out immediately. Granted, the Giants had a good year that year, but it's really up or down. I mean, last year they were 3-5 and then went on that tear. And, even in 2017, even though they didn't make the playoffs, they would go on like 3-game win streaks, 3-game losing streaks. So I think it's really up and down sometimes. I think the Jets win is a must. Like, it's just a have to win. You have to win this game. If you still have Super Bowl aspirations, you have to win this game. But I don't think that they should be counted out yet. I also think it's important to note Zeke wasn't here all training camp. Their offense is still getting back in the rhythm.
Yep.
I think so. I don't know. It's because it's like you saw them so hot the first 3 weeks, but then the stall.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a bit of a pattern with the Cowboys, doesn't it? When the going gets tough, the Cowboys start playing. So sometimes we have to get into this rut to start playing better. I guess the good place to start is the injuries, which no doubt played a huge part once again in the defeat last week. Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins still questionable. I don't know if you've seen anything today.
Dave wanted to go out there and say that he thought Lyle Collins would play, but really I think it's going to be Brandon Knight. I do. And just simply because of the fact that they're probably thinking, like, let's give Lyle another week. Looking at this Jets front seven, that they're not as tough as the Packers were, and saying, hey, we really need you for that Philly game because Fletcher Cox in their front seven. And so I think they're going to give Lyle the extra week. And then, knock on wood, Tyron would be able to come back and do something. But I think it's going to be Brandon Knight. I think it's going to be Cam Fleming. The only thing is that I hope Kellen Moore watched that tape and saw that they needed to help them more. You have over 10 ends for a reason. And they didn't play any 12 personnel, so they could have used them there.
Yeah.
Well, much.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Knight seemed to do, pretty sound job when he came in for Lyle, but obviously Tyrone, we just, self-combust whenever we lose him. Dak just becomes a different player, I think. And I know the guys touched on that in the post-game show last week. Also, Leighton Van Der Esch has been sick, apparently.
Yeah. I just saw him in training table. He was just kind of walking around. He wasn't dressed out at all for practice. But I think, there's change of weather around here in Texas. People are getting ill. Actually, when I was talking to Tyron Smith before the injury, he said he was sick before that Saints game. So, there's always weird things going around here. I don't think that should be any issue. I do get concerned when people miss Thursday's practices, but I think he'll be ready to go. I do. And Michael Gallup was out there moving around just fine. I think that's not even an issue really anymore. And Antoine Woods will be back this week.
Okay,
Sweet.
big.
Yeah.
welcome back he is. Talking about Van Der Esch, I don't know, Rich or Brian, you want to pick up on this? Do we have any concerns over our linebackers this year? Perhaps they're not, obviously haven't quite hit the standards of last year.
I mean,
or is it just the impact of being without, stuff in the run yet again, just picking up the load there?
No, I'd slightly disagree. I mean, I think Jalen's been as good as he was last year. I think Leighton just had a bad game on Sunday. Yeah. Like, he just fell off tackles, which is very unlike him.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Jalen's has been on par, if not better than last year. And as you say, just the fact we lacked Antoine in the middle to stuff the run, that really meant everyone was getting downhill at the linebacker, so they were always going to make a bigger impact on them rather than, them being slightly stuffed and stifled in the run, and that impacted.
Yeah.
You on the same page, Rich?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, everyone had a bad game, really. If anyone, I mean, we struggled to pick. Yeah, we struggled to pick a defensive MVP the other night on the other show. So, I mean, and we settled on Jalen Smith because, like Brian said, he's probably been fairly consistent with previous year. I think it was just a bad game. Van Der Esch, he let Aaron Jones go from in his arms, wrapped around him, and that was completely not him in any way, shape, or form. He brings people down by fingertips a lot of the time. So I'm not worried necessarily. I do think maybe there has been an element leading into the season of maybe a bit of overhype, but I don't think they're bad in any way, shape, or form. I think they are a very solid linebacker crew, especially. And we're not even talking about Sean Lee here. This is literally all just Jalen Smith and and Van Der Esch, and we're not talking about the general. So, but I'm not worried in any way, shape, or form. No, I think the whole defense has just taken a little while to get into the swing of things from the start of the season. The offense came out pounding. The defense took a little while, and now I think it's going to start to balance out a bit. Touch wood.
Yeah, and I mean, our defense did hold the Saints to just field goals as well. It's no mean feat. So.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Joe Thomas?
Well, he did really good, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was really heralded. I mean, I picked him up on fantasy purely because of that, because of people like Brian and everyone else were ranting and raving about him. So I hope it doesn't take an injury until we see more of him. I would like to see more of him worked in, because I do think he looks quite good when he is on the field.
He started over Sean Lee the other night.
He did. I still want to see more of him, though. I'm a bit greedy.
Add more.
I want to see more before I make like a complete decision on him. But yeah, he looks pretty good.
And I think they're really keen on seeing more of Luke Gifford, aren't they? Once they get him fit as well.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true, Lauren. I think
long time.
It's funny to think that like these undrafted rookies that no one's like, oh, I'm not going to learn their names, and then by week 5 they are starters in the league.
Yep.
I mean, look at Brandon Knight. It's crazy, and it's going by so quickly. It's already week 6.
I know.
I don't know. Let's not. I'm just getting used to having football again. It's like, yes, glory. I got rugby. I got football. It's amazing, and then it's all going to disappear in some time.
I know. Are you now? Okay, so what time would the Thursday night football game be coming on for you guys there?
1:30 a.m. isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After me.
That's right. So you wake up to how the Giants and the Patriots did.
Yeah. Well, I've got a 6-month-old baby, so he's well trained at the moment, and Richard's actually due to have twins later this year.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations to you both. That's very exciting.
So we're building our own, UK Cowboys hand me down, in years to come. So.
Yes.
Yeah. We're certainly up and watching.
I'll be picking up the hand-me-downs when both of you are finished.
Definitely.
Yes. How cute.
So, on to the Jets game. So, the news coming out of the Jets is that Sam Darnold will be back this week. He's had mono, which over here we call glandular fever.
Oh God, that's such a more intense name. Glandular fever. It sounds like, well, he's gone. He's a gone.
Mono is like, what's he got one of? Glandular fever.
Yeah. You can go on the show talk about that now. See,
that's hilarious. I'm honestly gonna bring that up tomorrow because, like I said for Cup of Four, I'm saying that they're gonna get 2 picks on him because everyone is like hyping out Sam Darnold, him coming back like he was their savior and end all be all. And he was not a solid quarterback last season. He was ranked 28 out of 32 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, he's better than Luke Falk, isn't he? But that doesn't say a lot.
Well, and the thing is like the guy has been having glandular fever for the past 4 weeks.
She loves that now. She loves it.
He did not practice it the same way that most quarterbacks are practicing.
I had glandular fever when I think I was about his age, and I was off work for 6 weeks, and I certainly wasn't doing anything anywhere near the intensity of what he's doing. So
it depends. More people lose a lot of weight because you can't really eat as much, and you're ill.
Yeah,
and I think there's the risk, isn't there, of if he's hitting the spleen, he can. I think there's a tweet going around this week. If he's hitting the spleen, he will die. So it's pretty serious.
Glandular fever is nothing to mess with.
No. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the game? I mean, I wouldn't put the Jets quite as bad as the Dolphins. They've got a couple of players that are decent, but what's our outlook on the game? Should the Cowboys go into this thinking they can rack up some points?
I'll be curious if they can rack up some points. I will say that I don't think that Zeke is going to have a major week. They actually have really good run defense. Now, they're pretty lucky that C.J. Mosley's not going to be playing in this game, but Jamal Adams is such a beast safety, and he's probably one of the best safeties in the entire football league. And I don't think that this offense is overlooking him. I don't think that this team is overlooking the Jets by any means. I think that Coach Garrett is very good at these guys are still getting paid just because their record says differently. They have pride, and they have a lot on the line too. And Adam Gase is a decent coach. He knows how to coach some guys up. And I think that this team might think, hey, we have our quarterback coming back. We need to play up to it. Now there's no excuses. And so I am not worried that this team is thinking, oh, it's just the Jets. We don't, doesn't matter. But I will say that they're very good at stopping the run. So how are you going to find a different way to establish the run? That's more of a question of what Kellen Moore can do this week. And that's really interesting to me to see that. And on the other side, okay, they need to capitalize on the fact that this offensive line is protecting their quarterback by every which way because he might die out there. So I'd like to see Robert Quinn and DeMarcus Lawrence have that bookend power, and if you have Antoine Woods back in there, what you can do. And then again, last year, I looked it up, Sam Darnold threw 15 interceptions, second highest in the league. So capitalize on that. Those DBs need to be ready for that. I'm looking at Jeff Heath and Xavier Woods to take care of that. Yes, the coach.
She said the name, the magic name. Ding, 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 ding.
Magic name. No, Jeff Heath's a great guy.
There's only one person to follow on with the Jeff Heath point. Come on then, Brian. What's Heath going to do for us this week?
You know what I'm going to say. He's absolutely going to take a pick to the house.
Let's do it.
It's got to be my hot take this week.
Oh, if Jeff Heath had a pick six, I think the world would explode.
The internet would break. I'll be on Twitter on Sunday night, and it'll just fall apart, and I'll just be like, "That's it, game done. Jeff Heath got a pick. I'm out. Done." Bye.
Okay, has Jeff Heath, and this might sound ignorant, but has Jeff Heath ever gotten a pick six?
Yes.
Straight away, the president of the fan club. Yes, he did. How dare you question?
Yes.
When did he get it? When did he get it?
Detroit. I think it was his second season.
Second?
Tattooed on his arm.
Yeah.
Wait, you have a tattoo of Jeff on your arm?
No, I do not.
I was like, yes. Tell me, I'll send a picture to his wife right now.
Oh, brilliant. That was brilliant.
That would be brilliant. How do you feel, Lauren? Are you excited for the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably not going to be like the Dolphins level expectations, but I think we just need to grind out the win, just go and get the win. I would quite like to see Jeff Heath on kicking duties.
Yeah. You're over Brett Maher?
Yeah, I think so. It's getting that way.
And then how bad is it that Dan Bailey goes and wins Special Teams Player of the Week?
Oh, don't. I cried. I actually cried a bit inside when I saw that.
Yeah.
It hurts. It's such a sting to the heart.
The only good thing was that Cairo Santos missed all 4 kicks for the Titans. That's the only redeeming thing that made Maher not be bottom of the pile.
That's not good. That doesn't make me feel better.
Well,
and Maher, you just think, like Lindsay said it the other day, I thought it was funny too. She thought that maybe they got that false start penalty to make the kick even better for him from 33 yards, like if he was more comfortable from 33.
Yeah.
And then he misses it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get the kicker mentality because no one would expect that from a player where it's like, okay, now you get a second shot, try to do your tackle with no one able to touch you at all.
Don't tell Rich this. Rich loves going off about kickers.
I'm not going into it. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not doing it again.
The thing is, against the Saints, when we were on the 70-yard line, weren't we? Some of us were like genuinely thinking, "Oh yeah, let Maher kick it. Take it from 70 yards."
We both said, just let him kick it. He'll make it. It's fine. Yeah, he can't make 20. He can't make 30, but he can make like 75. Just let him go. It'll be fine. I'll go make a brew. It's fine. How naive we were.
And then, do you guys think Dak has fallen off?
Hell no.
So, okay, well, you said that so confidently. There are people in this building that do not feel confident about him right now.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I mean, I'm wondering whether it's like fall off him or if he's just trying a bit too much. I mean, the last game they were kind of forced into it, weren't they? In terms of throwing ball, just because of how it started. They got punched in the mouth and folded like a deck chair and then had to come back. But that's a weird one. Yes and no. I mean, we're
that's the thing. But the picks are so unusual.
Yeah, the picks that have been his fault have been really like quite. That one from last game was really quite egregious. It was just like, okay, you're going to throw it there.
But then, honestly, does that come back on the O-line not able to pass block for him? And so he's under duress the whole time, and he can't see the underneath coverage. You know. Yeah,
and I said on Tuesday, you've got the big problem, I think, that this team hasn't done anything in the past few years to address what has been the big need that we have next to zero quality depth beyond Tyron Smith.
Yeah.
There's virtually no one there. That's why, like you said, in the last game, they were really, really crap, and now they're going to have to, hopefully, he'll seriously consider putting someone semi-permanent or rotating, like maybe Witten or Zeke or someone out there every now and again, just to make sure that he has some semblance of a reasonably clean pocket to get it down the field, to throw it to anybody who's covered by someone not called Adams. But
not throw in Jamal Adams' vicinity.
No. If Adams is over there, you go that way, definitely.
Yeah.
Every single time, just stay clear of him because we can't afford that again.
Yeah.
No, and that might. I don't want to even think it.
Positive vibes. Positive vibes.
Positive vibes.
Yeah.
In terms of the offensive side of the ball for the Jets, is there anyone to be concerned about other than Le'Veon Bell, really?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Le'Veon. Were you going to say someone?
I was going to throw out Robbie Anderson is someone to keep an eye on.
Do you remember like 2 years ago he had like one good game and he was like, vote me for the Pro Bowl. I've never heard of this guy in the world, like ever. Who is he?
It's like, who remember who this? Like, who are you? Like, where have you come from?
He like got in the mic and he was like, do you see this, guys? This is where I belong in the Pro Bowl. And we were like, no. Sit down, please. So, I mean, Robbie Anderson, honestly, if we sit here on Monday, I'm going to text you guys and be like, okay, you were right. Why did Robbie Anderson have himself a game?
I swear to God, if that was a Mystic Brian moment right there, I will come up to Ireland and slap you silly. I don't care. If you do that again, you did it last week. You called someone else. Brian,
I called Cheeto's interception in the New York or the Saints game.
But that's a good one. That's it.
What else did you do? What did you call last week, Brian?
What did I call last week?
Aaron Jones?
No, not Aaron Jones.
Oh, what was it now? I can't remember. You called something.
My crazy pick last week was Byron taking one to the house.
Yeah.
No, you called something. Something happened in that game, and you said, "Oh yeah, I mentioned that," and I was like, "Oh, Brian." I can't remember what it was now. Was it? No, it wasn't Daxon. It wasn't Daxon interception. It was someone else.
Speaking of Brand Broaddus, though, he said that if Robert Quinn hadn't gotten that tip on the ball, that it would have been a Byron Jones interception easy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's hard to say. Like, which way are you happy? But it basically hit Robert that he couldn't even help it.
Yeah, like Rodgers threw that straight at his helmet, more or less.
Yeah. But Aaron Rodgers is public enemy number one.
I mean, we don't want to be facing them in the playoffs, do we? Because we don't. Let's not turn up
at Lambeau.
I mean, they won at Lambeau in 2016.
Yeah, and we should have won in 2014.
We should have won in 2019, but there we go.
The worst. It's the worst. He's such a heartbreaker.
And he's
on the offense, I can't think of anyone else besides Le'Veon Bell. I do think that that's the scary part, though, is that if Sam Darnold is not feeling well and he's not feeling 100%, he's just going to hand it off to him all day. And if they think, hey, we just watched last week, that was a blueprint of how you can run right through this defense, they might just try to do that all over again. And Le'Veon
Bell backs that are as patient as Le'Veon either. You know, he will pick apart given the opportunity. But
and I mean, you look at it and it's like Aaron Jones is like twig, and then you got Le'Veon Bell is like a beast.
Yeah. Although funny thing, when I was doing my research before the program, I just found I couldn't believe two things that I found out. The Jets have scored 5 touchdowns this year. 3 of them have come from their defense.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. And their punter has punted 32 times for 1,500 yards.
1,500?
1,500 yards.
Oh, geez. So, okay, were they like pick sixes, or were they, sack or recover scooping scores?
Jamal Adams had one return for a touchdown. I think one of the linebackers had a return for a touchdown off interceptions. And then I think the other one was a fumble recovery.
Oh, that is a great stat.
Yeah. But there you go. There's your hot take for tomorrow, Tate.
I will give that. I will use that one. So thank you very much. How funny. Did we get to make hot picks on this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brian loves it.
TBD.
So flipping over onto the defensive side of the ball, we briefly touched on it, didn't we? That obviously their run D is pretty tough. Is it, aside from that, is Jamal Adams the man that we're concerned against the most?
The lights just turned off in here. Hold on. They don't have money to pay for the lights in here. Oh, back on.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I
know how much a beer costs at Jerry World. You should have money for the meter.
Very, very expensive. Very expensive. Oh, it's crazy around here. But I don't know. Besides the Jamal Adams in the defense, Dave was saying that their pass rush is not as nearly as intense as what they saw last week. Mm. So that should be more or less a benefit for them. But all in all, I just really think that this offense needs to get back on track. And so that's where I'm looking at.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good time then. Flip over to the Cowboys then. So on offense, who's our main guys for this week's game?
Probably going to be Amari again, right?
Yep.
I mean, I think
Amari and Gallup I've got.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's pretty much going to be between those two. Like I said, pretty much throw in as far down as you can to stretch things out as often as you can, really, to anyone who's not covered by Jamal Adams. Whichever one of them hasn't drawn Jamal Adams, go to them. It's that simple. If you're not going to throw it underneath or hand it off and run it, or if Zeke's doing something else, i.e. helping out Cam Fleming, then definitely it's going to be between those two, I think. Because it was really annoying, the amount of yards that Coop racked up last week. And if you just looked at that one stat, you would expect to see numerous touchdowns.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And that was really, really frustrating that he had, like, in terms of yards, a career day and nothing else.
Yeah.
And I'm not even the one playing, and it was frustrating for me.
Yeah. Well, and what's weird about the Jets is that the Cowboys haven't beaten them at New York since 2003.
Yeah.
Oh, don't, no.
Yeah, we've lost the last 2 times we faced the Jets, but...
Sorry.
Make me feel better, Tay, not worse.
I'm trying.
God damn it.
Like, I feel like for the past 2 weeks, I had been feeling very confident and like, okay, you know, like especially before the Saints game, I was like, oh, there's no doubt. This is a team that can handle adversity, can handle, you know, a team without Drew Brees. They've got this. And then they didn't get that.
They laid all the eggs.
Yeah.
Maybe all the eggs are gone now, so they can only have one.
Hopefully. I actually didn't tell you guys. I rage quit with the lucky ball. Like just after half time, I rage quit the ball. But then we started to come back, so now I think all the luck has been used up for a bit, and we got to store it back up again. So I don't know what the hell's happening with the lucky ball.
Better not come out till half time this week.
I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be just scant first half, and then bring the lucky ball out just to close it. It's going to have to be. It worked before. So I just have like a football that someone bought me, and it's just turned out to be lucky whenever it's near me, apart from the last game. So I forgot it for the Miami game. We played really crap in the first half, and then I got it, and I was like, right, don't worry, second half we got this. Literally, everyone was following along on Twitter, just like, don't forget the goddamn ball. And then we just blitzed it, and then last game, everyone's tweeting me like, what the hell has happened to the ball? Are you sure you've got it? I'm like, yes, it's right here. Here's the pictures. Don't worry. But it failed me. It failed me.
It's funny to hear you guys say that because obviously I think everyone feels that they have their own personal impact on games. Yeah, everyone feels very powerful over the games. I mean, I remember 2016 season, I'd worn these earrings for the first game. And I was like, well, I have to wear these earrings the rest of the season. And we were at San Francisco in like October or something. Oh, Brad. Do you guys know Brad Sham?
Yeah. Hi, Brad.
Oh, Brad.
Come in and say hi. Brad, I'm talking to UK Cowboys.
Hey, UK Cowboys. How are you?
Look at
This is crazy.
Hey, Brad. What's going on?
He is in Wales. He's in Ireland, and she's in England.
Fantastic.
Brad is a big soccer guy, obviously.
Yeah, but he supports a rubbish team.
Whoa, now.
We've spoken by someone who wishes they had as many trophies.
Oh!
Have a lovely day.
How many Champions League?
I owe you a drink. I owe you a drink.
Brad.
I'm going to rage quit.
Oh, you just got burnt by Brad.
Brad is so funny. He was just walking by. But what was I saying? So I had these earrings, and then I lost them, and I couldn't find them before the San Francisco game in 2016. And I was like, well, this is over. They actually went down early in the game, like 0-14. And I was like, well, you know, goodbye, this amazing win streak. They won the game, and I was like, well, I guess it doesn't matter about my earrings anyway. But you really feel it. Like, you feel it in your heart that is the true, like, indicator of the win or loss.
Yeah, I did. And I've never really been that way about anything else. And it was just like the sudden realization of like, okay, I'm just going to try this. And then you went and it's like, and you try it again. It's like, okay, this is only weird if it doesn't work and it keeps working. Yeah. I'm just going to roll with it. It's crazy. I'm not like that in any other way about any of my other teams. It's just the Cowboys with that football. That's it.
That's true. Did you hear that, like, Tom Brady has had the same shoulder pads since high school or something?
Yeah.
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 It was like Antonio Brown in his helmet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, what a weirdo.
I'm just going to throw this into the mix as well. Anytime I've been in continental America and the Cowboys have been playing, they've won.
Well, then maybe you should move.
Yeah.
What about we've got the UK Cowboys flag that someone takes if ever they go to a game, and it's never lost when it's been in the stadium.
That I'm convinced about.
Just mail it to us.
Yeah.
We should be taking it, but it does. It's important that it stays with its true UK fans.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Back on track. Over onto the defensive side of the ball for the Cowboys. Since Sam Darnold's been out, their O-line has allowed 19 sacks. So
19?
Yeah.
Holy. How are those people standing? They're not. They're going down more.
So what do we think for our defense? Who's going to stand up for us this week?
Is Robert Quinn just going to have himself a really crazy day and get like 3 sacks?
Oh no, it's all about Jeff Heath.
It's all about Jeff.
It's all about the GOAT.
Has Jeff Heath ever gotten a sack?
Yeah, he made crap of Aaron Rodgers in 2016.
Well, now.
Not anymore. It hurts.
Yeah, no, apart from last Sunday, any game he's played against Green Bay, he's got a sack on Rodgers.
That's pretty epic. That would feel so good if I was a football player.
Yeah. This is why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he is the GOAT. I mean, I love Jeff.
Not as much as Brian.
Not as much as me, Taylor. I'm sorry.
You're like, no, you don't.
No. As I said, like that jersey there is from his rookie season. It's game worn.
That is honestly awesome.
Yeah.
Show off.
Jeff is a great guy.
Yeah, I know I'm a show off, Rich.
I went to his wedding.
I know.
Trump.
1-0. No, it's not a victory because I want to I was thinking about him. But yes, he's a good guy. I like Sean Lee too. He's just so intense.
Sean Lee's my guy.
You love him.
Yeah.
Love is a very, very light word to use
for
Lauren's feelings about Sean Lee. When he gets hit, it's like, Lauren, are you okay?
I did try and put the name Sean and Lee to my husband when we had our baby, but he wasn't having it.
Nah.
No.
That would be epic.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, though, going completely off piste, my wife, of her own volition, turned around and mentioned the name Zach the other day.
Oh.
So I was like, I played the call. I went, oh, I'm not sure about that one. No. And then I'm like, oh, no, wait, it's growing on me. Let's wait and see how this goes. So I'm just like, if we get...
Martin?
Unfortunately not, no. Well, at this point,
Zach and Martin. That would be pretty great.
That would be hilarious. That would be even weirder because it's one of each. So if I had a girl called Martin, that would be quite hilarious, but I don't think it would work.
I never see twins that are a boy and a girl, so that's really cool.
I will let you know when they're born.
Yes.
Go for Martina.
Martina,
yes, right. This is why they pay you the big bucks.
Zach and Martina.
Yeah. And it's even better that Richard's surname is actually Jones, so you could always just have a Jerry.
Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. I mean, I think about it sometimes. How many babies and dogs are named after Cowboys players? Lots.
Oh, loads.
Do we have a player named Elmo that ever played for the Cowboys?
A player named what?
Have we ever had a player named Elmo? That's who my dog is.
Elmo? No.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe a last name.
That's one for Broadus.
Yeah.
Or Nick Eatman would know that, definitely.
Nick Eatman does know so many random little weird facts.
All
and
right.
actually, when they were here in 2014, someone just handed Nick a baby at the time, and he had a beer in one hand and was forced to hold a baby in another. There's some brilliant pictures. You have to dig them out. But yeah, it's like they're in shock holding a beer and a baby.
For some reason, I've got that mental image now burnt in my brain, and I can't get rid of it. And the only thing funnier, I think, would be if it was Mickey.
Oh,
yeah.
Just
Mickey.
Confused.
Mickey. I mean, Mickey and I have a very love-hate relationship. More love than hate, but I mean, it's just his attitude towards anything that's before or after 1960. That really gets with me. But, we sit next to each other in the press box, and just to hear his reaction, it's hard to be like, Mickey, come on, you can't be a fan. They could be like, are you kidding me? And it's so quiet, and we're like, Mickey, please, you're embarrassing us.
That's the same reason why I could never do anything like that. I have the utmost respect for you guys of how you can watch games like that and not like jump out of your seats and stuff, because I'm exactly like that. I just like, what are you doing? No.
You guys start the UK Cowboys fans hooligans?
President, yeah.
Are they hooligans? Is that what the soccer fans are that are rioting and?
They used to be. That's like old school, isn't it?
That's very old school.
Yeah.
Well, you can bring it back.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh wow! Okay, Tay just going straight for the violence. I go on all the violence now.
Bring it back.
I think Brad started it earlier, so it's fine.
Oh my God! Can you imagine just putting taking Tay out, just go watch football, go experience that, then go watch a rugby game, then go watch American football. It's like all of the violence in one go, just from fans through to players, just full contact all day.
Yes, just keep it rowdy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really weird for us because if you come to our soccer game over here, you couldn't sit next to someone who's supporting the opposite team.
Yeah, it'd be like watching the Eagles.
Yeah. Whereas, we'll come over there and you might have, a Ravens fan in front of you, a Jags fan behind you. It's not actually allowed. You wouldn't get into the stadium if you were in a different shirt.
Oh, we have that in club rugby, though. Do you have that up in club rugby with you, Brian? Because it's very much the same down in the valleys down here.
No, Leinster and Munster don't mix, Rich.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
totally
thinking.
Different.
So, Brian, if you got the Heath jersey as rookie year, well, I'm assuming it was after, since it was game worn. Yeah. Who's the rookie that you love this year?
This year, none. Because there hasn't been a rookie this year performed.
You don't like Tony Pollard?
No.
Yeah, no. Wait,
no, not yet.
I mean, I understand why you're not jumping up to say Tristan Hill, but...
Yeah.
Well, a mailbag question.
There we go.
We did have a question on Tristan Hill. Should we be expecting more from a second round player?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you should. I think that they expected more out of Connor Williams last year, and he had to deliver.
Yeah.
And, he was picked around the same time that Tristan Hill was, so it's not... Well, actually, 10 picks earlier or something like that. But, it's like Tristan Hill, why can't you get there? And that's what makes me nervous, always taking these defensive picks first or second round.
Mm.
Yeah.
But defensive tackle especially, because that could be so hit or miss.
Yeah.
It just feels like
he's
been
a
for a long
total
time
miss this year.
What?
He's been a total miss. The fact that he didn't even come in much during the game at the weekend, it's just terrible indictment. The guy like Will McClay and the team normally do such a great job. This year's class, they have a long way to go.
Yeah, and I don't think there should be an excuse when it's like, oh, we didn't have a first round pick. That shouldn't be an excuse because you can find so much great depth. Your franchise quarterback is a fourth round guy. It doesn't necessarily have to be that first round pick that defines your class. And I agree. I just feel like you haven't gotten any true playmakers. Michael Gallup came from last year's, and it's just unfortunate. But, I know you guys miss Taco a lot, and I'll let him know that you miss him.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Poor Taco. R.I.P. Taco.
No more Taco Tuesday.
No
more Taco Tuesday. Devastated.
All the merch that could have been done with Taco, but no.
Yeah.
I was so excited about that. I'm not gonna lie. And then straight afterwards, I think it was it not you, Tay, that you changed your picture to eating tacos, that big plate of tacos?
Yes, it was me, and I was so excited as well. And I thought, this is our guy, and he was a Michigan guy, and I thought he's coming from a big program. This is gonna be great. And I think his preseason, he had really knocked it out of the park. And I was like, okay, I mean, here we go. Your replacement for Randy Gregory, like, easy. And then
nosedive.
No.
Yeah.
Real big bummer.
Speaking of Randy Gregory, Tay, any insight into his reinstatement, or
I don't think there's much traction. I haven't heard much of anything about that. And to be honest, usually I feel like we're going to hear it now after the trade deadline closes and all of that. I think that's when we'll start to hear more. But they did upheld Vontaze Burfict's suspension. I think as we get closer to the CBA agreement, they're going to start really cracking down on suspensions and reinstatements. I think it's not going to be as easy as it probably once was, or they thought it was.
Yeah. Definitely.
They do. I mean, they miss Randy Gregory. There's no doubt.
Well, thank God we've got Robert Quinn coming so far. Ooh. So far, so good.
Oosh, Quinn.
Isn't it crazy that he gets his 9th year in the league, though?
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, straight off the bat, he comes out and smashes it and gets, like, bloody 3 sacks straight away. I was like, come on, son, you can do this every week.
Please keep that going.
Yeah. Keep that up. Keep that motor up. Production up. Go, 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 go. All the time. All the violence.
All the violence. That's what I need. That's why I watch football.
That's what we're here for. Right, so I'm conscious of the time. I know we're going to have to lose you soon, Taylor. So let's have our hot picks for the game. So give us your prediction. It can be anything. It could be a score. It can be a particular play.
Okay.
It can be the death of Sam Darnold from glandular fever after being hit in the spleen. Anything like that.
Yes, the glandular fever. If I'm going to say my hot picks, this is what's going to be my hot picks. Is that the Cowboys are going to completely rebound. And what they're going to do is on their first drive, they will have an Ezekiel Elliott touchdown, which will blow everyone's mind because of this run defense the Jets had. Now, not having the slow start like they've had in the other games, they will actually be able to hold on to that. I do think that the Jets get a couple more points than fans probably want. And I think the game is 23-17 Cowboys.
We'll take that.
Okay, I've already given one of mine, so I'm gonna go. We're gonna stick 40 points on them.
Woo!
I think Gallup is gonna have a couple of touchdowns. And shout out to my man, he's gonna return one for a pick 6.
Oh, I hope so.
And the internet's gonna explode.
Explode, absolutely. I mean, how quickly will Dave send out that goat pick? It's gonna be
straight.
He's going to like right here, just have it ready.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like one of those like little like raincoats you get at like theme parks and stuff. It's gonna be like tiny, and then you unwrap it, and it's like this massive goat thing it turns into.
Yeah,
she's gonna I knew it.
Yeah,
I can see that.
That's it. Exactly.
I'm gonna go. I'm very glad no one else said this because I didn't really have a massive backup. I'm gonna go Jordan Lewis getting 2 picks, and I think Woods gets 1 as well. I think both of them get picks on this.
Yeah. 3 picks in total.
3 picks. I think 3 picks, and that's how I think it's going to be made up.
So it's going to be like literally the opposite of last week.
Basically,
yes.
Basically, yeah. And the other thing I've got written down, same as you, Tay, is I think it's actually a flip. I think it's a quick start as well. I didn't have a Zeke touchdown, but I think it's going to be a quick start. They're going to come out and want to punch the Jets in the mouth straight off the bat.
They should.
Yeah, I think it has to be like that. I think the games that we've won this year, we've been leading at halftime, and the games that we've lost, we've been losing at halftime. So, every week I say Jordan Lewis pick 6, so I'll stick with that. And a couple of touchdowns for Gallup because he's the man.
Yeah.
Gallup's the man.
There are no style points in this league. They definitely need to go in and grind out a win. But if they do go out, punch him in the throat early, and then take it from there, that will be a big, big statement for everyone moving forward. It's like, okay, that was a blip, let's move forward.
Yeah.
If they struggle again, then it's like the questions will keep getting asked.
And then we know what's following the next week after the Jets game. So we've got to win this, really.
Yeah. Got to for the momentum. Yeah.
Are we looking at multiple sacks from anyone?
What'd you say?
I said, are we looking at multiple sacks from anyone?
Robert Quinn.
Oh, yeah, Quinn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith.
Oh, I like that.
Jalen Smith. He's got, I think he has 2. Yeah, he's got 2 so far. I think he doubles it in that game.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Ronte, you were going to say something there before I
I'm
rudely
just
interrupted.
gonna say that I've had such a good time joining you guys.
Thank you so much. We'd love to get you on again later in the season if you'd
I would
like
love
to
it.
come back. Cool.
I would love it. If we win, maybe the new luck is that I have to be on the show every week.
Oh, every week. Yeah.
When we win.
When we win.
When we win.
When we win. Yes, we will win.
Positive vibes.
All the vibes.
All the vibes.
All right.
All the good vibes. All the
Thank
way.
you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Everyone else, you can join Mike and the rest of the guys for the post-game show next Tuesday, following the Cowboys' demolition of the Jets.
Demolition.
Follow us everywhere. We are UK Cowboys fans, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are the #1 fan group for the Dallas Cowboys in the UK. Have a good week.